evening, Assalamu alaikum, and welcome to Sports Extra. I'm your host, Ahmed Nawaz. Now, we've got a bunch of things to discuss in tonight's show. First of all is going to be the fight against COVID-19 that is being led around the world by personalities who are surely making a difference. One of them is the boxing legend Amir Khan, who has now, in the latest, has distributed about 5,000 plus ration packages to needy families in Pakistan who are in isolation and suffering because of the COVID-19 situation. Amir, of course, handed these ration packages to authorities in Pakistan who are going to be distributing this further to all areas of Pakistan, all far-flung areas, near and far, wherever people need them, they're going to be distributed. And this is not the first step that Amir has taken. Even before this, Amir has a building in the United Kingdom which he offered to the National Health Services of the UK for a quarantine purpose or whatever purpose they need to convert it and, of course, use it for the fight against COVID-19. Now, this is so important at a stage because Amir is certainly a man who's making a difference outside the ring as well with all his activities, not just in COVID-19 but around the clock as well. We know that throughout the year he's involved in these activities and these kinds of gestures for the people as well, and we're going to be talking about that. We'll also be discussing where the United Nations and the FIFA has joined hands in promoting healthy lifestyle for people in times of isolation and in times of needs as well. We had a fabulous video from Sergio Ramos of Real Madrid and Gerard Piqué from Barcelona, two rivals. Also, Marcus Rashford from Manchester United also shared his video as well at the same time, where they urge people to stay fit in these isolation times, not just stay completely lazy. You can do about exercises at homes, which might, start from simple exercises. You could play indoor sports. And it also talked about a very interesting factor that was playing video games that involve physical activities as well. So we're going to be discussing all of this in tonight's show. I've been joined in studios, like always. He's the legendary sports expert that we had. He's got all the knowledge about all of these things, and especially in terms of COVID-19, he's an essential worker like us, and we owe him our gratitude as well. None other than Mr. Ali Mehdi. Assalamu alaikum, how are you?
Walaikum salam, I'm very well, Ahmed. Thank you very much.
Right, let's start with personalities making a difference. We've been talking about this since the week now, but when we talk about Amir Khan, there's something very special. He connects to these dire times, and he really comes up as a personality and as an individual who definitely realizes his social responsibilities as well.
The thing with Amir Khan, Ahmed, is that Amir Khan has always been that sort of a person. He's been a people's person. He loves giving back to community. He loves giving back to society. He's done that in the UK too. Most recently, like you mentioned a few weeks ago, he offered his building in Bolton, which was actually supposed to be built for wedding purposes. He gave it to the NHS. He said to the NHS in Bolton that you can actually use this for quarantine purposes and for medical purposes.
And now ration packages.
And now ration packages too. So that was first thing first. He did that, but then what he wanted to do is that he has a special place in his heart for Pakistan. He has an academy over there. He's promoted boxing over here, but he wanted to give back to society, give back to the needy over here. And that's why what he decided is that, through his academy in Islamabad, he's actually what he's prepared packs of corn flour, of wheat, of channa,
essential commodities.
Essential commodities, and he's actually distributing it amongst about 10,000 families. So, I mean, that's a very noble cause. And you have to say that he's the first person who's actually, even though he's not physically over here, he's actually administrating it from way back in the UK.
And this is a monumental scale, isn't it? Because I've heard that he plans on to stretch it even further than 5,000 in numbers. And even 5,000 is a great number, and it is dire need right now that we always talk about, that it just cannot be the government and the authorities who lead the fight against COVID-19. It's got to be a collective responsibility.
It's got to be a collective responsibility, and everybody has a responsibility to give back to the society, has to give back to the community, Ahmed. And that's why I think that Amir Khan has taken the much essential step of actually initiating it. He's the first celebrity who's actually actively distributing it throughout the country too. He's given it to the army, I believe the army
authorities in Pakistan.
Authorities in Pakistan. The army are actually distributing it to the much needy in Pakistan. And you can see that it's such great presentation. It's great the way he's actually making sure that it gets done very quickly. Normally these things take time, but Amir Khan has been working extremely hard to it. He's following his this foundation very closely. His foundation's been working very hard to actually to deliver these essentials to all the people throughout Pakistan. And I believe the first load is actually going to be given to the is going to be delivered from the depot today too. So I think this is a monumental effort by him. He's already contributed to the NHS, but I think other people, other celebrities, other people also need to actually come forward, step up, actually need to step in, and they need to actually fight against COVID-19, because it is only if these celebrities or the sports people, for example, they come up and come into the open and start, start going on field and start contributing, that will make a much big difference, and I think you would agree too.
Yeah, Ali Mehdi, Pakistan has a history of philanthropy. We cannot deny that, starting from the great Abdul Sattar Idi Saab. In current times, we've got the Zalmi Foundation doing so much. Syed Afridi and his foundation have
Hope
been
Not Out Foundation doing a great job.
They've been doing a lot at the same time as well. So it's very important to know that Pakistan is a country, and we set a great example. Obviously, the President Dr. Arif Alvi has quoted this on numerous occasions, that even being economically very down, even in the fight against terrorism where we were put down with so much loss economically and loss of life as well, we were still able to cater for the Afghan refugees, which is probably the biggest example in the world, where in these times we see countries shutting off their borders for migrants and whatever things happening around the world. This is a country which realizes its civic responsibility.
Pakistan has always been that sort of a country which has been able to look at its civic responsibility. So I think that for that matter, we've seen it in the past too, and we are continuing to do it right now.
Right. I've now been joined, I'm very honored to be joined on telephone line, because we're talking about this great initiative that King Khan has started himself as well, the great legendary boxer that he is, Amir King Khan. Amir, Assalamu alaikum, welcome to Sports Extra.
Wa alaikum salam, thank you very much.
Right, Amir, first of all, I'd like you to tell our viewers here the initiative that you've taken. We have to congratulate you and commend you on this historic step that you're taking, definitely leading the fight against COVID-19.
Definitely, so basically it's a time where we all need to stick together and support each other. We have to respect our government. Our government is telling all the people in Pakistan and around the world to stay indoors, stay safe, stay with your loved ones, and don't go out anywhere, because we have to all stay safe. Now this virus is spreading very fast, and we have to send a message across to people that don't leave your homes. And now by this now, all the shops are closed, supermarkets are closed, people can't get food or anything. So what I decided was to send around 10,000 families, food for 10,000 families, bags. There's going to be dal, there's going to be sugar in there, there's going to be powder milk, there's going to be juices, there's going to be atta, which is flour, and also there's going to be rice. So the rations we are going to send to each family, inshallah, of 5. So hopefully I'm doing my bit, and I definitely hope that other celebrities in Pakistan who have the power to do this should do the same thing. Because I want to only motivate. The reason I wanted this to go out is so people get motivated, especially the other celebrities and the high-profile people of Pakistan.
Right, Amir, we know that this isn't your first step. Even in the UK, you've offered the building to the National Health Services for the fight against COVID-19 as well. And definitely, we always say that with great power comes great responsibility, and you're following that suit. You think that in these times, all sports personalities, obviously, because they enjoy a huge fan following, can really make a difference?
I 100% think so, because end of the day, these people are going to have a huge support. People are going to support them. There's a lot of people in Pakistan who support for example, the singers, the actors, the cricket players, the sports stars. So these people need to step out and give their word, give their part, and do their part as well. They should also help in donations, because people look up to these people. So obviously, people in Pakistan look up to me. That's the reason it motivates me to go out there and help my people of Pakistan. So I hope this message gets out to the other celebrities out there, and please do your bit and show your support.
Definitely, Amir. And what can we see in the near future as well? Because we know that this COVID-19 is one such initiative that you're fighting. But even before that, your work in Pakistan for charitable purposes is completely known, that your work you're doing is really there for Pakistan and its people as well. What can we see in the future from you?
So in the future, I have a couple of more academies I would love to build in Pakistan. for the less fortunate people and the people of Pakistan, because boxing is not.
Right, that was Amir Khan, and he talked about the initiatives that he's taken, definitely. Like he said, 10,000 families, and I think, Ali Mehdi, the thought from that is what exactly you mentioned, and that is to motivate other people in Pakistan who enjoy that sort of fan following, have those resources, and have that sort of power to come in and contribute.
I think he's a great role model for everybody in Pakistan. I mean, this is somebody who doesn't even live in Pakistan, and he's actually started this initiative of delivering essentials and all these goods to all the less fortunate over here. So I think that the other celebrities in Pakistan, they should follow suit to Amir Khan. He's such a good example and role model for them. So, I mean, it's a great initiative with this, but I still think that in the fight against COVID-19, other celebrities need to do more. They actually, you talk about the foundation of Syed the Hope Not Out. Then there's another initiative which is going on by Pepsi, which is feed millions of people.
Yeah, definitely, that is there as well. Let's talk on a global scale right now. Apart from COVID-19, Amir's efforts for promoting boxing in Pakistan. A couple of years back, who would have thought a British boxer of Pakistani origin, who's becoming a new world boxing sensation, could have easily enjoyed that fame, could have easily been there in the UK, kept it to himself like other boxing stars around the world have done. But this is a guy who certainly realized where his roots are, loved them, wanted to give back, and he did. And the thought of promoting boxing now in Pakistan with academies in the future is something we would have never thought in our lifetimes.
Ahmed, the greatest thing about Amir Khan is he's giving so much back to his roots over here in Pakistan. This is somebody who I remember in 2004, actually he won the silver medal at the Athens Olympics, and then has just gone from strength to strength, became world champion in 2010-11, kept the belt, WBC belt in 2012, IBC he also won too. But then around that time, after he got married in 2013, he thought that, he wanted to explore his roots. He came to Pakistan and he fell in love with the place. He's worked so hard over here. He's met so many people over here. He's been inspired. He's inspired people himself. He's built the academy over here. He has the foundation which is already contributing to Pakistan too. So it just shows his love for Pakistan has amplified over the years. You talk about his wife. His wife says that, the only thing on his mind after boxing is Pakistan. He has a special association. So we need those sort of people over here. It's not only people in Pakistan, but we outside Pakistan, Pakistan origin people who live outside Pakistan need to give back to Pakistan, and he's a perfect role model. I feel that you would also agree that there more needs to be done over here, because there's lots of people who've obviously been affected by COVID-19. Lots of people over here, who are under the poverty line. A lot needs to be done over there. And Amir Khan, I mean, you can see his progress over the years, but his philanthropic work is, second to none.
Definitely second to none, and I think words cannot describe, the applaud and how much we want to commend Amir on doing such a spectacular job. And like he said, he's going to reach out to 10,000 families, setting, a sort of a motivation for other people to come in here as well. And I think it really deserves a lot of appreciation and credit. Moving on to what we've got planned for tonight as well is where we're going to tell you where FIFA is joining hands with the United Nations in telling people to stay healthy and promote a healthy lifestyle. We had some great video messages from Sergio Ramos of Real Madrid and Gerard Piqué of Barcelona as well, where they urged people to definitely stay indoors, but also keep on working out, give at least 40 minutes to 60 minutes of exercise, any activity that they can enjoy. Marcus Rashford was in there as well. And this is something very important, because in these times of isolation, you don't want to let yourself go. There are certain things that you can do, simple basic exercises, simple stretching, or even video games for that fact. If you've got a gaming console and you're actually utilizing it, dancing is there as well, ballet is there as well. There you have it, the video game thing that I told you about, if it involves it. Skipping there as well. And I think at this time it is the need of the hour. Don't you agree, Ali Mehdi?
I think it's a need of the hour. Look, people over here are being very cautious over here. They're not going out. We just also saw Amir Khan was mentioning stay at home, a philosophy which needs to be fulfilled. If we are going to beat this virus, we're going to beat it together. And for that, you have to stay indoors. To stay indoors, you need to remain healthy. And that's an initiative which both the UN and FIFA have taken together. You talk about superstars like Sergio Ramos and also Gerard Piqué.
Marcus Rashford.
Marcus Rashford, another one, pushing people that do any sort of activity but keep yourself busy indoors. Should it be any sort of skipping? Should it be stretching? Should it be indoor boxing? Anything indoor? Should it be video games? Just keep yourself busy. Keep yourself healthy. Keep yourselves active, because right now we're going through a difficult phase, but hopefully we'll get
I read a
through.
great video in the past days. We saw it on Twitter with Roger Federer as well, where he was showing off some of his tennis skills that people started copying around the world.
Yeah, exactly. He did the same yesterday too. There were a few skills which he actually showed a few days ago. But yesterday what he did is he launched this challenge where you need to hit the ball, you need to take your racket, hit the ball as many times onto the wall. And that's a sort of exercise which about 200 people have actually undertaken, and they've actually, Roger Federer shared.
Set a trend now.
He set a trend. So I mean, the thing is that celebrities are giving back to society over here. If they're not giving in any sort of monetary form, at least they're telling people to be active, to remain healthy. And I think it's very important, because these people are role models for for kids and
we can understand that it's not rocket science. I can take this example personally, that there are a lot of things that you can do at home. You can just, if you've got a good enough garden or a rooftop or a terrace, you can go there, just do a bit of stretching.
Yeah.
If you've got a yoga mat, you could actually do a lot of stretching with the plank exercise and so many other things. Skipping is very, very easy, very effective at the same time. Or like we said, indoor sports as well. But the good thing is that these are very basic things that you can do yourself.
Yeah, these are very basic things, and you need to follow it. And I think, Ahmed, you hit the nail on its head. People just need to keep themselves busy. Should it be on your roof? Should it be on your garden? You can actually go up and down the stairs. That's a great activity. If you live in apartments or you live on a second or third tier, you can go up and down the stairs.
Even in our offices, I mean, because we're essential workers,
of course,
we had like about 4,000 steps yesterday, counting them just in the office, which is a good enough activity.
I think that's a massive activity.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about we shouldn't take these things for granted. And the fact that we have these steps, at least we're getting any sort of exercise, being essential workers too. But anybody who's at home and following these protocols, they need to keep themselves busy. Any sort of activity, video games, even the treadmill. If people have treadmill, then you should run on the treadmill for about 3 kilometers every day. And then at the same time, promote this sort of physical activity to everybody in your house, because people like going out, and when they stay inside, they tend to get a bit lethargic. But I think that this is a great initiative by FIFA, UN, and because it's an initiative by FIFA, I think youngsters, for that matter, are going to look at it. They're going to take it seriously, and they're going to probably try to get their blood pumping.
Yeah, definitely replicate the same as well. And it's good to see that professionals around the world are also sharing their experiences. I know a couple of fitness trainers, coaches who are sharing their tutorials for people as well. If you don't have an understanding, they'll show you basic exercises. I was very surprised to know today that the Pakistan Hockey Federation is making players do trainings at home, where players have to send their own videos to the coach, and then he actually analyzes them as well.
I think that's a great initiative. In fact, I think that all other sporting bodies throughout Pakistan should do it. I mean, the cricketers also should be doing that. Tennis players, I'm sure they are very healthy over here. I mean, Pakistani tennis players are extremely healthy, and they're working very hard indoors. You talk about Islamul Haq, who is doing great work against COVID-19. But people from other genres too, the Olympians too, also the cricketers too, footballers, basketball, they should actually be keeping themselves healthy, and I'm sure they're doing the same too. But I still feel that they should upload their videos more, so that they can actually set out as role models to.
But it's a good thing that we talk about this for Pakistan Hockey Federation when we see that happening, because that means that they realize how modern trends are going. And we've got this video right now on your screens where you can actually see this on the center, where you've got these different kinds of players, no matter in what environment they are, the living room, the roof, the garden, even in their own rooms, they're actually replicating the training exercise told to them by the coach.
Yeah, and they're following it. They're following it very closely, and that's exactly what they need to do. Because look, hockey is a sort of game which you need to be very aggressive. There's a lot of physical activity, and it's not easy actually replicating that inside. So I'm sure that they've been given a sort of exercise which they need to follow very closely, in which they're consuming a lot of energy. And just by looking at these videos, that will motivate and inspire people within their household to do something similar.
Definitely. Ali Mehdi, thank you so much for being on the show tonight. I think the message is loud and clear. Stay home, protect yourselves, but also stay healthy.
And stay safe.
Stay safe at the same time as well. And that's the message here from Sports Extra tonight, that you've got to follow all the guidelines given to you by your authorities to stay safe, stay at home, but also stay healthy. That's very important. Keep on working out for at least 30-40 minutes. Just, get your body in the groove. And like Ali Mehdi said, get that blood pumping. We're going to join you once again tomorrow from me and the entire team. It's goodbye for now.